In the grand halls of the Zorith Galactic Council, star charts spanned entire walls, glowing maps etched in photonic crystal. They pulsed with the light of millions of systems, meticulously catalogued over millennia. Trade routes, alliance borders, and territorial claims were plotted with ruthless precision. But every envoy, every ambassador, every scholar from every known species noticed one glaring void. Beyond the Karzon expanse, where stars still glittered on telescope lenses, the official map simply ended. A thick crimson line was drawn there, an artificial edge marking the boundary of human space. And not a single line crossed it. Not a single ambassador sent in. Not a single mission authorized. In an empire where curiosity was currency, this silence screamed. But no one ever asked. Except for Yalvex. Yalvex of the Ilkari was young, a diplomat in training, who believed that rules were meant to be questioned and silence was meant to be broken. He stood before the council with trembling fronds and an unshaken will. "Esteemed elders," he said, "why does the map end at human space?" The chamber fell into a suffocating stillness. Ancient beings, many older than human civilization itself, shifted uncomfortably. Some narrowed their eyes, others turned away. The eldest among them, Grand Kartarch Roluan, answered in a low, even tone, "Because it must." "But surely we can learn more," Yalvex insisted. "They are merely another species. Intelligent, yes. Rapidly expansive, certainly. But—" "Young Ilkari," Roluan interrupted, "you mistake absence for omission. That border is not for our safety alone. It is theirs." Centuries earlier, when humanity had first appeared on the galactic stage, no one had paid them much attention. A fractured, warlike species, barely crawling past their moon. But within just a few centuries, mere heartbeats to longer-lived species, they had colonized entire sectors. Their technology evolved unpredictably, erratically, and far too fast. Where others took millennia to harness stellar energy, humans did it in decades. Where others debated ethics for generations, humans acted and adapted after. Their science was not elegant, but it was effective. Their tactics were not noble, but they were victorious. Their ships weren't beautiful, but they never lost in battle. The turning point came at the Battle of Elkara Prime. A coalition of three empires, Venari, Thalrax, and Xerakai, had tried to curb humanity's rapid expansion. They attacked with a fleet of over 200 capital warships, expecting to dominate swiftly. They vanished within 17 minutes. Not lost, not retreated, vanished. All contact with Elkara Prime ceased. Probes sent later found only silence. An entire star system turned to blackened glass. The human ships, when glimpsed, bore no known insignias. They never fired first. They never responded to messages. But they watched. Yalvex wasn't satisfied with old fear. He wanted truth. So, he left. Unannounced, aboard a stealth-equipped diplomatic vessel, he crossed the forbidden border. At first, nothing unusual happened. Stars gleamed like anywhere else. Systems pulsed with energy. He marveled at the strange architecture on automated colonies, efficient and eerily clean. Then he encountered the first sign of sentience, a small outpost orbiting a neutron star, seemingly abandoned. As he approached, warning messages flooded his system, not aggressive, but surgical. "Observe, but do not interfere." He pressed on. In a small blue system, labeled Sol, he found Earth. It was quiet. Not primitive, not ruined, just quiet. Orbital stations hovered silently. Defense platforms tracked him but did not fire. The surface bore signs of habitation, but no signs of war or decay. And then he saw them. Humans. Not on Earth, but everywhere else. In Dyson, swarms harvesting suns. In dark matter, tunnels outside visible space. in transdimensional relay arrays that flickered like ghosts beyond his perception. He realized, with a growing sense of awe and horror, that humanity hadn't disappeared or stagnated. They had evolved. Jarl Vex was greeted eventually, not with hostility, but with precision. A human avatar materialized aboard his ship, cloaked in shifting light. She looked almost friendly, but her eyes held galaxies. "We wondered when curiosity would outweigh fear," she said with a smile. "Welcome, diplomat." He bowed, awestruck. "Why does the galaxy fear you?" The woman being, construct, paused. "They don't fear us. They fear what we became. We did not intend it. We simply grew too fast." Jarl Vex blinked. "But why isolate yourselves?" "We didn't. They did." She gestured, and the map appeared vastly more complex than any he had ever seen. The rest of the galaxy was a child's sketch compared to this web of knowledge, networks, and territory. "We offered unity once," she continued. "They declined. They feared losing control. So we retreated. To give them space. To let them choose." "And if we chose now?" Jarl Vex asked softly. The human smiled again. "Then come in peace. But do so knowing that inside this border, your assumptions break. We do not conquer. We do not obey. We simply are." When Jarl Vex returned to the council, they demanded answers. He gave them none. Not out of fear, but respect. "Update the maps," he said instead. "But do not redraw the border. Let it remain a line, not a wall." "Why?" Roluan asked, eyes narrowing. "Because they're not our enemies. Not gods. Not monsters. Just a future we weren't ready for." And in the silence that followed, a new understanding began to form. The galactic map still ended at human space. But now, someone dared to ask why.